Явиться в клуб Аскалон. Запись Королевский фронт. О, кровь какая-то. Кровавый экон. Ну, он же враг мне. Не обязательно, наверное, его спасать. Карантин в связи с эпидемией. Шорткат. Чего на меня нападать-то сразу? Часть пускового механизма. Мне туда? Чё? А, я, наверное, как-то могла бы сверху его убить, наверное. Кто там? Какие-то скали. О. Картечь. О, это кто? Просто вампир. Блин, жесть. Жестоко все-таки они их убивают. Наверное, они меня ищут. Пока он будет доволен. На этой войне пленных не берут. Блин, мне надо туда. Как-то попасть. Попасть на этот мост или что? Наверное, здесь. Дверь заперта. Ой. Да ему вообще плевать. Угроза, которую представляют икоры. Кто это? Разновидность вампиров, что ли, такая? И чё? Здорово, а вампиры могут сосать пердеж? Я думаю, да. Да блин, почему заперто? Куда мне идти? Что за фигня? Куда мне идти? Может быть, все может быть. О, я знаю, где это. Шорткат. Шорткат Уайтчапел.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Это его дом? Да блять. Он умеет вообще подкрадываться-то в этой игре? Сейчас он поплатится за свои грешки. Тут что? Я что-то думаю, тут еще должен быть какой-то шорткат. А, вот. Это же женщина, скаль. Бабушка. Блять. Бабуля. А где она? Я хотела ее спасти. Домишко. Рукоятка. Всякая херня. Не туда. Да что это такое? Ей типа плевать вообще, что ли? Ебать. Да похоже, как на в этом какие-то утопцы или кто там взрывается в Ведьмаке. Гнильцы какие-то. Точно так же. Какое-то скверное местечко. Еще и ядовитый какой-то газ. Заперта дверь. А где ключ? Так, ну это, по-моему, здесь.
The Ascalon Club, the heart of British vampire society.
Я ждал чего-то менее броского. Это какой-то Лас-Вегас в этом самом... Не в Вегасе. Какие-то запуганные жители. Сразу же.
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me.
Мама сказала.
Mom told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Сведения о районе.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Вас явно что-то
Is there
беспокоит.
something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste, even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right, but society must reform and renew itself or we are all done for.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time?
У нее мама
You could have
вампирша.
met her in a dark alley at night.
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
What are you doing out here?
You mean what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad
Мама
there
это
aren't
типа
more men like you in the
Элизабет.
vicinity.
Ее мама это Элизабет. Элизабет Эшбери, Шарлотта Эшбери.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town.
Типа удочерила.
That's how
Но она не
progressive they are.
вампир, я так
If
понимаю.
this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Может, стоит рассказать?
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see? And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Стоит ли мне ее опасаться? Или вас? Я скажу нет.
You have nothing to fear from me or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Блин, мне теперь хочется... Мне теперь хочется вернуться назад.
She's been quite busy these last few nights.
А я, наверное, не встречусь, потому что ее там нет. В особняке. Она сказала, что сама появится. Что такое? Какая-то загрузка.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies.
Может, надо было посмотреть, что он там делает.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Может, надо было это... посмотреть, что он там делает. В плане подождать. Когда ты вернулся в Лондон.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
Так, неужто он вступил против вампиров?
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere.
О! Он не знает, что он вампир?
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Он вообще понял, что Джонатан вампир?
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Муж стал посмешищем.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Так.
Supports the equality between men and women. Women die.
Куда тут идти? Может, тут еще кого-то можно встретить? Что-то все закрыто. Тут, мне кажется, никого нет. Какие-то скали одни. Так. Не знаю, есть ли смысл здесь вообще что-то делать? Может, пойти сразу в клуб? Сопротивление. Так. Особняк Рида. Шарлотта Эшбери. Не думаю, что есть в Италии в это время года. Кто это? Какой-то дядька. Похож на дворецкого.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were...
Это его дом?
Sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police?
Нифига, кстати, они нормально так
Miss
жили.
Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery.
Он же ее и
But I'm
убил.
sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question
Она
your
же
absence,
стала
Mr.
вампиром.
Jonathan. All I
Сошла
can
с
say
ума.
is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Блин, жуткая история, конечно.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I lived.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more.
А я могла сюда раньше вообще
Maybe
прийти?
this house would not be that
Интересно.
empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
Considering the recent tragedies in this family, I'd understand if you want to leave or decide to serve another house.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
Это больше не мой дом.
My home is here, and I have nowhere else to go. But this house will need some improvements if I move here. Some radical changes.
That's good news. Whatever changes you have in mind, I'm sure we will find an arrangement that suits your mother also.
Мне кажется, она не доживет до того момента.
Goodbye, Avery.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return.
Так, а где его мать? Наверное, наверху? А как? Туда попасть? Блин, я думала, что тут лестница есть. А. Фотографии. О, а вот и она.
It's locked, all right.
Интересно, а здесь есть моя комната? Блин, она ушла. О. Можно что-то послушать. Открыто убежище. Маленький ключик. Какой ключик? Жесть, у меня деталей тут. хватает. Хм. Может, отсюда можно? Блять, куда она пошла?
Jonathan, my dear, bring me my glasses. I feel like reading.
Так, дверь отперта. Так, ну-ка.
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan, is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother.
Блин, она что-то там бормотала в
finally
своей
home.
комнате.
Yes,
Интересно, что
but
она там...
this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She...
Бля, у нее, походу,
I
деменция.
know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Жесть.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames, and then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
Блять.
I chose to stay away. I didn't want to put you in danger.
How can you put me in danger, my son? You're dead, just like everyone else. And the dead can't harm the living. Can they?
Наверное, нет правильный ответ. Сейчас, минутку.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Он так мертв.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes,
Типа мама понимает, что он
The important
вампир.
thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Блин, я боюсь, что вдруг она может сначала говорить одно, потом резко достать какой-нибудь кол, зарезать его.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know you're not here anymore.
Ну-ка, вот это
I
отвечу.
wish I could stay here and take care of you. But I'm involved in some terrible things, and I don't want to put you in any danger.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson and my son-in-law, you're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son.
Мне кажется, она может что-то... Что-то скрывать. Первое письмо Обри Рида. Мой дорогой, мой любимый Джон, когда ты получишь это письмо, тебе уже исполнится 35. А меня давно уже нет здесь и не будет. Я чувствую себя немного глупо, когда пишу тебе это первое письмо, которое ты прочтешь через годы. Я долго сомневался, как лучше сообщить тебе об этом, пока не вспомнил загадки и головоломки, которые изобретал для тебя, когда ты был маленьким. О, как ты обожал их разгадывать. Ну так вот, я понял, что нужно предложить тебе еще одну последнюю игру. Возможно, она понравится тебе меньше. На этот раз тебя ждут не свечи и не экзотические сокровища, но, быть может, ты получишь более ценное сокровище, правду. Это моя единственная попытка объяснить, почему я, не говоря ни слова, бросил семью. Если хочешь это узнать, просто сыграй в мою игру. Решать тебе, сын. Я люблю тебя, можешь не сомневаться. Клянусь, семья для меня до сих пор дороже всего на свете. Я помню, как впервые взял на руки тебя и твою сестру. Мои сокровища, мои драгоценности. Я видел, как вы растете, играете, смеетесь. Каждый раз, когда возвращался домой, мое сердце переполняло радость. Я был готов убивать, лишь бы защитить вас, моего сына, мою дочь, мою жену. Но в конце концов судьба настигла меня, и мне пришлось сделать трудный выбор. Труднее всего было исчезнуть, и сказав ни слова. Но я решил все равно это сделать. И скорее всего, я навсегда исчезну. Прошу не простить меня и не понять. Если хочешь узнать больше, то тебе нужно просто вспомнить, какими счастливыми были в те дни. Если хочешь найти следующее послание, подумай о зеленой траве, высоких деревьях и солнечных воскресеньях. Любящий тебя отец. Помню, как гулял в парке по воскресеньям. Он оставил ему письма, оставлял ему письма в разных местах. Блин, она когда пошла в свою комнату, там что-то было. Может быть, дождаться этого момента? Просто не знаю. Старое письмо. Как я уже говорил, мне, возможно, придется покинуть Англию хотя бы на несколько месяцев. Я хочу, чтобы так можно было лучше заботиться о нашем доме, пока я в отъезде. И пока мой сын не вернулся в Лондон, я увеличил твое желание и распорядился о том, чтобы тебе выплачивали его все время, пока ты будешь работать. Ты обещал, что защитишь мою дорогую жену и приложишь все силы, чтобы служить ей. За это я от всего сердца благодарю тебя, нежно любящий друг. Ну да, вот доказательства как раз-таки. Так, он ничего больше не скажет.
Yes?
Вы знали, что отец оставил мне письмо?
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Goodbye.
Of course, Mr.
Ну, надо, наверное... Надо, наверное, понять. Так. Блин, я хочу, чтобы она зашла в комнату. К себе. Вот.
I cannot enter.
Вот что тут. Так.
Your father and I have spoken about your fiancé, Mary. We believe he'll be an honorable husband for you. We'll set a date for the marriage then. That way, I'm sure one of my children will give me grandchildren. I understand your thirst for knowledge, Jonathan, and your father and I are proud of it. But you are not that young anymore, my son. When will I meet your soulmate? You can ascribe my romantic tendencies to my French origins if you want, Aubrey. But I'll never cease to believe in a match made in heaven, my beloved.
Блин, ей так одиноко. Она разговаривает с выдуманными людьми.
I really wish you could meet her mother. You would love her. It's locked, all right.
Так, может быть, с ней теперь можно поговорить об этом? Что-то сказать? Ну-ка.
Hello again.
Jonathan.
Об отце.
Father seems to have left me some documents. Some sort of treasure hunt game. Do you know anything about them?
No, Johnny. But your father always loved to write these little games for you when you were a boy. Don't you remember?
I remember now. He used to post me these riddles, as though they were sent by a mysterious games master. I'd spend weeks trying to decipher them.
Your father was always so proud each time you found the answer. He was not just the serious, dour banker everybody thought he was.
I was proud too. How could I forget that?
Привет.
The important thing is that you remember it now. I'll tell your father the next time I see him. He'll be so happy.
Could Father have conceived some sort of final game for me before he left?
I really can't say, Johnny. Perhaps you should talk with Avery about that. He was your father's confidant, more than I.
Do you really see Mary and Father? Do you also see me as one of the dead?
Yes. For many years, it was just a game. Since your father left us without a word, I took to the habit of speaking to him.
Yes, I remember. I sometimes spied on you and listened to you talking with Father in the garden. It made me so angry then. But it was just a game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But since then, my poor dead Mary visited me in my room. She led me to her grave, and there you were. I now know the dead can haunt us.
I'm so sorry. You did not deserve to endure this. Mary should never have done this to you.
That's true, my son. But you know what the worst part is? I liked it when Mary spoke in my head. Now she is silent, and it makes me so sad.
Should I leave you alone? Just ask, and I swear you'll never hear from me again.
Oh, no, Johnny. You're always welcome in this house. And one day, when I finally die, we'll all be together again. Just as Mary promised us.
Do you
Медосмотр.
need my...
Oh,
Do you really...
yeah.
Почему это нет? Все.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son.
Вот так. Разговаривает с призраками. Вест Энд. Какой-то дядька стоит в шляпе. Кто это?
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must
Calhoun
admit, it's
Russell.
good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
Вы должно быть слепы. Вы наивны.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Не поздновато ли для торговли?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids,
Какой-то странный.
and all the random violence.
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing
Может
brings
быть, он
me ecstasy
Ганнибал?
like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth.
Какой-то маньячелло.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant.
Мне кажется, он какой-то
I'm afraid the
гнибал.
real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
Похож.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
I may.
Торгуют всякой бильбердой. Ну-ка. Может, за ним проследить? Да нет, вроде бы... Обычный торговец. Так, ну, может, кто-то тут еще есть? Из местных жителей. Да?
Hello? Is anyone there?
Кто это?
Is that you? I did not know you were back
Привет.
in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweet.
Кто это?
Thank you, Venus.
А, это жена
I was going to
его
bed, actually.
друга. 4-й уровень гипноза.
Forgive me. With the
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow.
Завтра на чай. Блин, может как-то что-то подслушать можно? Что-то скрывает. Это женщина. Так больше не могу, мерзкий запах. Какие-то каракули выведены на крови на листе бумаги. Может, проследить за ней? Ладно.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any
О,
doctor.
как будто она вампир.
Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
I'm hungry. Need to eat.
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good.
Сведения о
What is the
районе.
local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence.
Даже не знаю, что делать.
Death.
Может быть, сожрать ее?
Tell me about vampires, Karina. You must have met one recently.
He promised he would help me, give me immortality, make me escape this world of death. He promised.
Who is he? How did you meet him?
I can't tell you, Doctor. He won't let me.
Karina, I order you to reveal to me the name of the vampire who took control of your will. Speak their name.
Don't you dare interfere with my game, Ekon. Go find yourself your own toy and let me play with mine.
Who are you? Reveal yourself. Let this woman be.
Why? What would be the fun in that? It's so amusing to see her defile herself, one bite at a time.
This vampire is as powerful as he is wicked.
Help me, please, Dr. Reed. Help me.
Подсказка.
I must go now.
Так, может, за ней последовать? О, можно это сделать, правда? Так и чё? Так. Интересно, смогу ли я ей помочь? Реально жрет крыс?
You make me sick, you juicy warm treat.
Мя.
Damn it! Oh my! What have we got here? A dead rat. Oh, gross. So tempting.
Мя. О.
Eternal life. Through the blood of the lesser beasts, he said. Oh, dear God, help me.
Блять, может ее просто убить? Ну, типа, загипнотизировать и все, чтобы потом, блядь, не страдал.
Save me, for I can't stand what I've become.
Какой-то подвал. Что это? Может, там какие-то есть ответы? Туда чисто случайно зашла. Канализация. Что-то не очень хочу туда идти. Может, еще и рано туда вообще идти. Вест-энд. Где эта женщина? Блин, ей уже так плохо.
Why do you eat rats, Karina?
Their flesh contains the path to immortality. I have to eat them all if I want to live. Help me. Please. Make it stop.
I don't know if I can, miss. You have been tricked, forced to play a disgusting game. I don't know how to save you.
Kill me then, Doctor. Take my life. I beg you.
Я не могу так поступить, я сделаю, как вы хотите. Ну,
If
похуй.
that's really what you want.
No, it's not what I want. I wanted to live forever.
Что же с вами произошло?
Tell me what really happened to you, Karina.
He was so handsome, so charming. He asked if I'd obey him in every way. I said yes. And then he...
He tricked you.
Yes, he has promised me eternal life. And now I must eat these rodents for attaining it. But of course, it's a lie.
Это все ложь. Ну-ка. Блять, я не знаю, нет. Я, пожалуй, наверное, не буду ничего с ней делать. Может быть, я встречу еще этого вампира или кого? В будущем. Так, ладно. Наверное, я еще не всех тут встретила в этом районе. Далеко не всех. Жильцов. Блин, в порту тут вообще все зараженные. По нескольку раз. Так, ладно.